today's project. It'll be kind of a short one, but we're going to be replacing this jack on this trailer. It's all bent up. Bottom foot is missing. That plate is bent. And it doesn't really work that good. So I'm going to show you how to put the new jack on there. So let me get the tools together and we'll get started. Okay, got all my tools together. You know, you're going to need grinders, flap disc, maybe a grinding disc, definitely some cutoff wheels. But the first thing I want to do is I want to get the electric breakaway switch out of the way so we don't ruin that. I'm just going to undo it back so I don't lose it. There is a bolt back here. You take that out, and then all I'll have to do to get the jack out is cut off these. I suppose some people might call them welds. I wouldn't. So undo this bolt, cut off these welds, pound that out, pull it out, and it's a good thing they're hauling scrap metal here, because that's going to go right in there when we're done, because it is junk. Okay. They have 4 little tiny welds right here. I'm going to cut those off. Swap out to a cutoff wheel. And these look bad enough to where I'll bet you I barely even have to cut into them, and a couple pops of the hammer and it'll come out. Definitely want to have a firm grip on it when you start cutting away, because if it bites, kicks back, and you're not holding on, get ready to go to the hospital. I might have underestimated these crappy welds. Hey. So now I'm going to clean up the welds completely. Then we'll drop in the new jack. Okay, the area is cleaned up. Let me measure. So that's a 2 5/8 square hole. Our jack is 2 and a half. But there is a little ring down here. I might have to cut that off. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do, open that up just a little bit, drop it through, then I'm going to clean up this edge and then just weld straight to it. That's how these jacks are meant. They always have them shown on the instructions to weld them off to the side right here. I don't like that because it doesn't center the weight on the jack. It leaves it off to the side and seems wonky. So I like this, how it is in the center. So I'm going to keep it like that. So let me open this up, get the new jack in the hole here. Okay, I'm going to take my die grinder and I'm just going to go around and open that up. It only needs to be opened up about 1/8 of an inch, so it shouldn't take too long to get in through that. So let's get started on that. Let's see what that did for us. I am confident that that will go in a few taps of a hammer. I really don't want to open it up because this is the wide spot. And then obviously this is 2 and, what did I say, 2 5/8, 2 1/2. I don't want to oversize the hole too much. So I think that that will be just fine. So let me go grab my level so that way when I get it in, we can make sure that the jack is plumb. Be right here with the crank. It's a pretty good location. Put that on in a minute. So I'm just going to tap it on, and it is going in. Actually, it's about to slip through. There we have it. This has a drop leg on it, so that makes the adjustability pretty nice. I need to lift that up just a bit so I can get the drop leg in, and then I will figure out my placement, mark it off around the jack, clean it off, and then weld it in. Okay. So I like to have this base of the jack so it's not hanging too far below the channel railing here. So I'm gonna take the drop leg in about this position, pull it all the way up, just so that way I can see where its highest point will be when it is fixed and pinned in. If the jack is all the way in, the drop leg is all the way up. I don't want to be hanging too low, because if you get caught on something, it's going to rip the jack off or bend it real bad, and we're going to be in the same place replacing jacks. So let's figure that out. So to set my placement, take a level, put it on your rail, and get it so this is level. That way, when it comes time to it, we're making this plumb off a level surface. So that's pretty darn close. So now I'm going to take the drop leg, I'm going to pull it out, and I'm going to put it on the lower, the very bottom hole. So that is as small as the jack will ever get. So now I'm going to take another jack, put it under this jack, so that way I can spot the location where I want it. You don't want it too tall. We want to leave a little bit of clearance here for the pad. There we go. And it's maybe an inch or so under. And that could all change a little bit when I level it out. But now I'm going to make it plumb from there. I'm going to take my pencil. I'm going to mark around. That way I know where I need to clean. So I'm going to lift it up, clean it off. Then I'll make it plumb, tack it into place, be sure it's where I want it, and weld it in. Okay, so let it back down, put it in a higher position. That way I can jack up. Now you can see my line. I'm just going to take the wire wheel, clean that off. I'm going to let it back down. The drop leg on the most bottom hole again. Take my jack, pump it back up. I'm going to check my location underneath. It's pretty close. And now we're going to start to weld it in. I want to be sure that it is level this way, so it's plumb. I'll tack and then kind of shift it around again because I'm sure it'll move. Try to center up my gaps as close as I can. And as soon as I get the positioning right where I want it, we'll weld it in full. And this one will be out the door. Okay, so now I'm going to try to center up the jack in that hole the best I can. Okay, just a tack. We're good there. Now our front to back needs a little bit of adjustment, but about one tack I can get rid of this jack and it will make maneuvering just a little bit easier. Okay, so I'm pretty plumb there. Pretty plumb there. My gap all the way around is pretty close. I'll have to do a little bit of a fill and then really lay a nice weld on top. That's okay. Double check, be sure it's where I want it. It looks good to me. And I'm going to tack the opposite corner. Be sure we didn't move. Level there, level there. Now I'm going to tack the other corners. Looks pretty good. In this corner. And get rid of that. Now I'm just going to go around with a wire wheel one more time just to get it off nice and clean. Now I'm going to fill in the little bit of gap, clean it off, and then do a pass all the way around again. Would be good. Clean that off, do another pass. Another thing I like to do after doing a little bit of welding, I like to check to be sure that the jack is working. Just in case you burn through too far, and I'll do the same after I do this pass. Okay, one more time I like to check. The motion is good. Jack is in. If you really wanted to, you could go underneath and weld. I'm not going to because I feel perfectly confident that this will hold. So now I'm going to let it down. And we're going to test our work. The welding is complete. Give you a look around so you can inspect my work. I'm going to wait for it to cool just a little bit, throw a little black paint on it, and this one will be heading on home. I appreciate you following along.